Good evening, Fernwood. My name's Neil. Thank you for joining me on day 4 of my 325 episode journey through the entire DVD box set of Mary Hartman, Mary Hartman. This episode today is going to be January 9th, 1976 is this episode. In case you don't know what this is, I don't know why you'd be joining us late, but Mary Hartman, Mary Hartman is an obscure soap opera from the mid-70s, 1976, in fact. It was deeply satirical and kind of a craze for a little while, and it seems to be a little bit forgotten in the decades since. So I've got my box set, and I'm still on disc 1, and, before we get on to actually watching me watch the episode, let's just recap what I vaguely remember from yesterday's episode. So we have a few different things. We've got Kathy and Martha, the mother and daughter. Martha is Mary's mother and Kathy is Mary's sister. And they have kind of a fractious relationship, or they don't really get along. Martha's trying to control Kathy's coming and going. Kathy actually, I think, lied to Martha about where she was last night because she said she was sleeping at Mary's house, and I don't think that happened. We've got Mary and Tom's relationship. Mary and Tom are married to each other, and Tom has laid down the line to say, hey, never come on to me because it turns me off. And that icks me out, but that's a decades later take on that relationship. We've got Loretta and Charlie, who are neighbors of Tom and Mary. They are a May-December romance. Well, it's a 20-year difference, but, when you're 22, I guess that's somewhat of a big difference. And they are trying to get together money for a demo. That's actually the last few episodes that's been coming up. And a big piece of news that gets dropped in one of their scenes is that the reporter who's investigating the murders that happened before the first episode just said that Tom and Mary's daughter Heather was seen with the family that was murdered, the Lombardi family. Other than that, I'm sure there are a few things. Oh yes, Grandpa. I didn't get back to Grandpa. Grandpa Larkin, who was Mary's grandfather, that's Martha's father, has been running around the town and is known as the Fernwood Flasher. He got in trouble in the last episode before the one I'm talking about, and then the episode that I'm talking about, he was caught again doing the bad stuff, and all of the family had to go down to the police station to pick him up. But he's got to go to court because that's how it works. Get caught twice, you got to go to court in the night. I'm not sure what's different, or why it had to happen that night, but that's how it worked out. And I think that brings us just about to where we are. Heather, another thing with the daughter Heather is that she had cramps today, and in my estimation from a 21st century point of view, I think that means that, or actually everyone in the show is suggesting that might be her first period. I don't know that that's a story point for her, but really more of a thing that they didn't really talk about in the 1970s on television. My guess, you can tell me if I'm wrong. Anyway, that is all I can remember in this rattling off of facts from the show. Let me just get started, and I'll try to keep you in the loop as we go. They're in the courthouse.
Formal. I believe they're bringing out for Raymond Larkin now.
Okay, where's the firing squad? Oh, there they are. I'm 83 years young. That's what they always say on television, so we won't feel like such old coops.
He'd be born in the 1890s.
Can you tell me why you came here, Clado? Can you tell me anything at all about the nurse's luau that you attended today?
I've never been in Norway. No one can prove I have.
I'm talking about
So
the
he
luau
flashed a nurse's
the
luau.
received.
I've never heard of it.
It seems that the defendant is having a little trouble recalling the events which led up to his arrest.
I'm being framed.
Since the
Certain politicians would use this tactic in the 1980s.
It is the recommendation of this court that he be released into the custody of his family, with the instruction that the defendant is to seek the counsel of a court-appointed psychiatric social worker.
Mary and Tom are very kind. I think he still needs talking
I
to.
haven't understood one word of what's been said.
It's okay, Mama. We're all going to the house of pancakes.
That's a callback to last episode, because that's the promise that Mary made. But I should also say that Dodie Goodman is incredible at looking like she doesn't know what the heck is going on.
No, Grandpa.
Grandpa, you're gonna have to sleep on an Olympic couch, okay?
Okay.
Let's be very, very careful not to wake Hibbert. Tom, do you have a pair of pajamas
That's
for
not me. I
Grandpa?
can sleep in my raincoat.
Oh, no, Grandpa. I don't think that would be such a great idea.
Why not?
I can think of a reason why you wouldn't want an old man sleeping with a raincoat and nothing under.
Really, not here.
Nothing has an effect on Tom and me. I mean, we're really glad to have you.
I'll bet. You know.
Nothing
I'm
has
getting
an
to the
effect
point
on
where I'm
Tom and
not so
Mary.
much a person. I'm more a volleyball or something.
That's
I'll
me
just
reading
get you out of
subtext
your
in that
work,
might not be
somebody
intended.
else's as quick as you can.
They're painting your room.
They are?
No. But that's what we'll tell Hibbert. One coat, washable latex.
If they're painting.
You could tell Heather the
they're probably
truth.
planning on renting.
I know.
This is the middle of the night. I'm not sure how they got a judge to meet
Tell me to
them.
sleep before you get there. Second arrest in so many days.
Although Larkin steadfastly maintains his innocence.
How come Grandpa's here?
Honey, why don't you just sit and eat your breakfast, okay?
Yes, here, dear. Have some cereal. It's endorsed by Billie Jean King.
The reason I'm here is because George and Martha are painting my room.
Well, now that you've finished your breakfast, dear.
Hey, we got rid of the morning paper.
It's Loretta.
Oh, I mean, your very own.
She's wearing
grandpa
overalls.
Larkin. Oh. Well, listen, I do have to be getting, home. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Loretta saw Grandpa, was about to talk about him, and then skedaddled.
Kiss you, Daddy. Goodbye.
I just wanted to make a little speech.
Would you like a cup of
That's
coffee?
all.
Or using a new
A
room?
speech. A speech.
Besides, Martha wouldn't allow me. No, we're all on your side.
Grandpa,
He does
what if
does
you
still
tried
need
to
some
get
help.
outside?
Like,
I mean,
he's doing
after
things that
all,
are
I
not
come over here to apologize
cool.
to you.
I mean, it's worth a try, Grandpa. Maybe that psychological social worker will do you some good.
You think
Oh,
I'm crazy.
maybe he'll get some help.
No, Grandpa, he's
Oh, yes. Mental health was stigmatized for a long time.
A raincoat?
Hey,
Yeah?
let's say we do something special tonight after all this hassle, huh?
Like what?
Catch Loretta's last weekend at the bowling alley, what do you say?
Just when you said special and
I think I better get going, huh?
hey Tom,
Yeah.
you wanna do it?
What?
It?
It.
Yeah.
Now.
Here?
The kitchen table or the kitchen counter.
Hey, can't I just leave for work one morning without being hassled, huh?
This isn't a hassle, this is fun. I'm not sure. Tom, why is it that in spite of what you're not saying, I always get the feeling that you're saying something?
Look, you have a good day, okay?
The subtext in the show is incredibly clear and really simple.
Maybe I
And
have a
really
cellular
full.
problem. In fact, this is so much his problem, it's not even any of my business.
I mean, it's kind of
No,
both
it
of
is
your
my
problems.
business. This is definitely my business. This is so much my business that it's not even his problem.
I think you figured it out. But also, no, it's not just your business.
At church on Sunday, well, I never see you there. You're not
This is the
looking
Lido room
for
at the bowling alley. I think it's the Lido room. I forget what it's called.
cheap affair. Hair.
Loretta's looking kind of
And right
Dolly
now,
Parton.
I'd like to think that's a no-no. Hit it, Richie. Well, you had quite a good thing going with the girls you used to know, and you went up and down just like a yo-yo. Well, it may be hard to stop it, but I'm afraid you'll have to drop it, 'cause if you want me to love you, that's no-no. You know a no-no means baby shouldn't touch If baby really loves his mama so much, so if some old flame starts burning, or if you should get the yearning to go back to where the women that you know go, don't come home expecting mama's waiting here in her pajamas, 'cause I told you many times that that's no-no. Oh, you should know by now that's no-no, no-no. Thank you, thank you.
It's nice that they get a couple verses of song into the episodes.
Sure. Are we?
Well, unless you think maybe we better be getting home, then.
Home? Well,
Well, I
if
mean,
you want to go.
well,
Mary's torn.
Check on Heather.
Well, of
Going
course.
home could
Mercy
mean-
or tribute to Patsy Cline. You wouldn't want to.
Well, you don't mind, do you? I mean,
There's
you know,
literally
you have
a
couple more
bowling
days.
alley. Well, they're in the bowling alley, but there's literally
Yeah, it's
a
relaxing,
ball return right next to their
And
table.
I've been here with you. What do you mean?
And a greaser-looking dude picking up his ball to bowl. He's that close.
No.
I'm having a good time, a real good time.
I'm glad. I am too.
Did you think I was sexy then? Huh?
Yeah. You were. You were just like Johnny Carson. You were just all boyish and proud of yourself.
He's a comedian. How about Robert Redford? Robert Redford has a wife named Lola. Someone named Lola.
What? Yeah.
This
what?
is a new level.
Well, you know. Will you watch what you're saying? We're in a public place, okay?
We were in a last night. We were in the bedroom.
Honey, you're beating a dead horse. There's nothing wrong with me.
Yes, there is.
No, there's not.
There is. I'm just talking about trying to help my sweet, adorable husband, who, except for one tiny little problem, which I wouldn't even mention.
You're saying I can't cut it. Is that what you're trying to say? Are you trying to say I can't cut
I
it?
didn't say that.
Well, let's go home. Let's just go. We'll go home right now, and we'll just see who can't cut it, all right? Come on, let's go.
We can't go this way, Tom. We can't go. It's wrong. It is wrong. Reader's Guide just says that anger is a very bad thing. You
Well,
can't.
I'm not angry. Who's angry? Who's angry? I'm not angry. I just want to take my wife home and show her what a real Friday night date can be like. Come on, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. We'll go. I'll show you.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you're going to see who's an animal, okay? I get the cop.
Okay. What's happening? I think he's getting romantic. He didn't look romantic. Kathy, when you have a positive attitude, anything is possible. Good luck.
Kathy is the waitress at the bowling alley.
Oh, Sergeant Foley.
And the sergeant is
What are
there.
you doing here?
Oh, I'm off duty. I spotted you and I thought I'd say hello.
Hello.
And also to tell you that at the Fernwood Police Department, there's a notice on the call board. We'd like to see your daughter Heather about the Lombardi murders.
He said that and touched her face like this. Those two things don't go together. Wow, these episodes just jump right by. Even though it's a soap opera, things keep moving forward. Like, first episode's like a big old information dump, and then we just see little creeps forward every single episode. In this one, we see the offer of Tom and Mary to bring Grandpa Larkin home instead of bringing him to psychiatric care. I don't know if that's exactly what it was, but basically to see a psychiatrist to help resolve some of the memory issues or else go back to court. But Tom and Mary bring him back home instead of that, or that was the offer. But then it comes to a point where they think it might still be a good idea for him to get some psychiatric help. I guess we'll see. They don't want to tell Heather about what's going on because, you know, having a sex offender in your house was seen differently back then, maybe? That's a creepy thought. We see the heightening tension that we've been feeling over the last few episodes between Tom and Mary and their unmet needs or their I don't know if the needs are entirely incompatible, but they have not been communicating about sexual need. Mary needs to have some sexual stuff going on. Tom definitely is putting up a wall to that, except for when it gets heightened. They go over to the bowling alley to watch Loretta do her performance, and then they have a little flirting that turns into a fight. That seems to be a big part of their relationship as far as we've seen it. Oh, yes, and the episode ends with a banger. Of course, we've got that sergeant who shows up in civilian clothing at the bowling alley because he just happened to be nearby. He does this to Mary at the same time as saying that Heather is wanted to be seen by the police. Everyone, that is the January 9th, 1976 episode of Mary Hartman. Mary Hartman, thank you for joining us so far, and we will see you tomorrow night in Fernwood.